Hello, divas, diamond styles, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Femininity with Mama Gail. Today, let's talk about getting back in feminine flow. 2020 knocked the femininity right up out of some of us. Some of you stayed in feminine flow. Kudos to you. But some of us were knocked clean off a balance. 2020 came in with a bang and just knocked the socks off of some of us because we were in the house with people who are usually at work, people who are usually at school, people who are usually in a different place, and we are usually in a different space. So the femininity that we had flowing in 2020 was challenged and brought into masculine energy from time to time, or either on a consistent basis, because you had to say what needed to be said, do what needed to be done, take control of some things, grab a hold of some things, speak up for yourself. You did not have time to have me time. You had to question why people were doing things for you, so you were not open to receive. Your intuition seemed to be off because every time you turned around, something was happening. Somebody had coronavirus, somebody was passing away, somebody was ill, things of that nature going on. So your feminine flow was not flowing as smoothly as it should have and could have been had not everything happened in 2020. But it's 2021. Let's get back into feminine flow. Spring is around the corner. Summer is ahead of us. The first thing we need to do to get back into feminine flow is recognize who we are. Remember who you are, recognize who you are, and decide, this is who I am, this is who I know I am, this is who I am consistently going to be. No matter how much I get knocked down, I'm going to get back up and get back in the flow of feminine energy. The next thing you're going to do is take some me time. In that me time, take you a hot Calgon bath, whatever it is. If you have to go to Dunkin' Donuts and sit at a table alone, or wherever you go, whatever you do, take some me time and think. The third thing, what are you going to think about? Where I am. How did I get in this position of flowing in masculine energy? Why am I so masculine? Why am I controlling everything? Because when the bills needed to be paid in 2020, everybody was laid off except me. I'm essential. I had to work, so I had to handle everything. And being that my husband was at home, my boyfriend was at home, my partner was at home, or whatever, you had to take care of everything. So it pulled you, it drew you into the masculine of having to balance and take care of everything going on, Or if it wasn't that, it could have been your children at home. You were working from home. The children who are usually at school were driving you nuts. They were doing school online, but they weren't either paying attention. They were pulling you out of whatever it is that you had to do. You were in masculine energy. Whatever the situation was, you were pulled out and you recognized that you were pulled out. Now, how do you bounce back? Spending me time, recognizing what it was, recognizing who you are. Get back into girly mode, feminine mode, getting dressed as often as possible, showing up for yourself, loving on you, beautiful affirmations. I am beautiful. Love affirmations. I love me. I am in love with me. I love me before I can love anyone else. Getting back in masculine, feminine flow means that you are open to receive. You are not questioning now. Why are you doing this for me? What motives do you have for wanting to do something for me? Because some of us got pulled out and people playing the nice person, wanting to do things for you, but then they had other motives of why it is that they did the things that they did. They wanted something from you. It pulled you out of your feminine energy into being suspicious and questioning, what is it that you want from me? But in feminine flow, you receive. And in that receiving, it's not up to you, or it's not your concern of what somebody else's motives is once they've given you something. When someone gives you something, it's a gift, and you receive that gift. You have to ask yourself, why do I feel like I owe this person something? Because they've given me something, when I'm open to receive. You're in your masculine energy when you're trying to give back, compete, or question, what is it that I need to do now that they gave me this? When you are a receiver. Feminine women are receivers. We are also givers, but we give out of our feminine aura. We give out of, love and the essence of who we are. We give. We don't give to try to get something, to try to control something, to try to hold on to something. I know 2020 took some of us for a loop where we were in the balance of trying to hold on to relationships, hold on to a hookup, somebody that we usually hook up with, hold on to people because we didn't want to be alone. And even going into 2021, the spring is in the air. You may have had somebody that you were messing around with the whole time or whatever, or in relationship with, and now you feel like, okay, they're drifting away. They want to go away. You can't hold people. You can't restrain people. You can't keep people. But while you were in this little thing that we were in 2020, you felt like you had to do everything to try to keep this relationship going. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be without someone. We're stuck here together, so now I must do my part to make sure that I keep him. This is the time for me to get his attention. My biological clock is ticking, and I have to try to hold on to something. And in that, it pulled you out of feminine energy, feminine flow, into the masculine, and trying to impress and trying to show him why you're worthy, and trying to keep and hold on to him instead of allowing everything to flow. And I will say this, and no matter how much we do for a gentleman or a female, whatever your preference is, you cannot control another person. And in not being able to control another person, you cannot, no matter how much you want somebody, it's up to them to want you in return. So it pulls us out of feminine energy, out of feminine flow, and into the masculine of trying to work it and trying to make things happen. And it doesn't matter how well put together you are, when you are trying to work like an engine to do things. You are in the masculine part of, of anything. That's the working, the constant working, not taking me time, not focused on me time, not, exuding the femininity, not being open to receive, not being more laid back. So back in feminine flow with the affirmations of who we are, remembering who we are, taking me time and things of that nature, and examining why it is that I was in masculine energy. Once you find yourself back in a balance of, you want to tip the scale more over into the femininity, we get dressed every day, pamper yourself, love yourself, take care of yourself, be conscious of your movement, the way that you carry yourself, the things that come out of your mouth, the way that you say things, even when you're home. Just love on you, be feminine to you. Get in the mirror and look at yourself. Touch your body all over. It's your body. Touch you. Feel good about you. You must love you first before somebody else is going to pour the love that you need into you. Feminine flow. It's time to get back in the flow. Once you are well dressed and taking care of yourself, even at night, put on your little two-piece nighties. If you're alone, still take care of yourself. Still do you. Still get dressed for you. After you take your shower, act like, the gentleman is there. Treat yourself the same way you would if he was there. If he's there, make sure you stay on top of your game. Consistency is the key. Be consistent. Be mysterious. Get back in feminine flow. Don't always show up the same way, doing the same things, where someone gets to know you and they're tired and they're bored because you always bring the same thing to the table. Get back in feminine flow. Summer is here. Ladies, turn it up, turn it on, show up present. Before I go, let me just mention this as well. I was watching the Bridgentons on Netflix. If you have not seen it, you should watch it. This young lady, Daphne, is definitely a little beautiful, feminine example of femininity. A little naive because her parents did not teach her things, but there is a scene in episode 3 where she's an available young lady, and her family has money, so she's able to court or date different people of different high status. Prince, she catches the attention of a prince, she catches the attention of the duke. But in episode 3, while her and the duke are running this rouge, like they are dating because neither one of them are really interested in each other from the door, but in episode 3, her heart is broken by the duke because she has fallen in love with him. They have done things and touched each other, in ways that were not approved by society, like hand touching, nothing sexual or anything of that nature. But she's captured his heart, he's captured hers. So instead of him allowing her to know, I love you, I want to be with you, he has this thing that he made himself a vow, a promise that he would never have children, that he would never get married. But his love is so strong for Ms Dapheny. His name is Simon, the Duke is Simon. He falls in love with her, but he pushes her away because he doesn't want the love. He pushes her away because he doesn't want marriage. He wants to be a rake and run around and sleep with whoever, but his heart won't let him stay away from Miss Daphne. So to make a long story short, he pushes Miss Daphne away. She has the attention of the prince. The prince is not somebody that she's interested in because she's in love with the duke, which is Simon. Now, another young lady is interested in the prince. So her mother approaches Daphne's mother, where Daphne can hear her, and try to downplay who Daphne is. Now, this feminine young lady may have been naive, but when that femininity kicked in and she recognized, wait a minute, let me show these people what I'm made of. Sweetness had a ball gown, had a hairstyle that she was going to wear. She told her maid, no, we're going to switch that up. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to wear the white and silver. You are going to do my hair the way that you like. When Miss Daphne showed up, she waited till the ballroom was fully loaded with people. She showed up from the balcony in the white gown with her hair done, looking like radiance, like an angel just fell from the sky, come down the stairs femininely, elegantly, strongly in feminine presence. Everybody takes notice when she's standing on the balcony before she even comes down the stairs, but they watch her as she glides down this staircase. The prince, whoever he's with, he has actually left the young lady he's with, went to Miss Daphne and asked if he could have the first dance because she has captured the attention of everybody in the ballroom. She has stepped into full femininity after the young lady's mother assaulted her, by saying that, she wasn't on the level of the prince. She showed up in feminine presence, comes down these stairs. She has a white fan in her hand. She drops the fan. The prince bows down, picks the fan up, hands it back to Miss Daphne, and everybody in the ballroom is paying attention because femininity has kicked in. But in her femininity, she's like, look, don't play with me. Let me show you what I'm made of. So my point is, No matter how much you get pushed away by a gentleman who's not ready for the love, which the Duke was not ready for the love of Daphne. No matter how much other people say things about you, or how naive people try to keep you, when you have feminine presence and you show up flowing in feminine energy, in feminine presence, when you walk into a room, when you show up, people are going to take notice. Flow in feminine energy, show up in a room, dominate the room, allow people to know and to see that you are not the one to be played with. When you show up, show out. It doesn't matter what nobody else says. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It does not matter who does not want you. Shake the dust off. Stay in feminine flow. Stay in feminine energy. Show up and keep moving forward. This is Femininity with Mama Gail. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a blessed and prosperous day, divas, diamonds, dolls, ladies, and gentlemen.